Caroline?
Morning.
Done the shopping already?
Woolpack's accounts.
Ah, yes. Must be a long time since you've done any accounting, eh?
Surprising how it all came back, actually.
Ah, but it's changed, my dear. You know, the EC, stupid regulations. I hate to be rude.
So do I, Eric, but I'm freezing out here. You must be about to solidify.
And I've got a chum who could look at them. He's a professional.
If I get stuck.
I've been trying to avoid this. Shirley, you know, she really took him for a ride.
So?
So the harsh facts might not sound so good coming from you. I mean, you and Alan nearly got married, and he ended up with a tart.
For goodness sake, Eric.
You telling him that she nearly robbed him blind could sound as though it sour grapes. Whereas if
Look, all I'm interested in are the books.
Of course.
And if you're worried about not getting what Alan owes you, don't be. I'm sure he wouldn't cheat you.
Jessica, I'm going. I wish you wouldn't take the paper to the toilet.
It's the only place to get a chance to read it in peace.
Oh, in pieces, more like it. Look at the state of it.
Do you want me to get the iron out?
You wouldn't know where the iron's kept. Can you give Jessica a lift? I've just got to go.
Yeah.
Has she gone yet?
Hey, you catch her if you get a move on.
Well, I think I can manage without another "why aren't you talking to your father" conversation, thanks.
Oh, well, I'll take you then. You ready?
Yep. One thing about being a doctor's daughter, you can't pretend to be sick. Not that I'd really want to hang around here with him.
Not done your homework again?
Homework's the least of my worries. You do realise it's your fault, don't you?
Why? What have I done?
Tina Dingle. I mean, didn't we have enough problems with the rest of those inbred morons without you getting off with her?
Look, I didn't know who she was. Anyway, it's my problem, not yours.
Oh, not anymore. She got kicked out of her school and they've moved her to ours. And she's promised to get me. Good, eh?
Haven't you two gone yet?
No, we're just going.
Hey, who's responsible for this paper?
Mum had it last.
All right.
Aye. Just remind me that I've got this right. The farm wasn't big enough for me and Joe, so I sent him off to Spain while I stayed here.
Enjoy it while you can. Soon be lambing.
Yeah, well, at least you can see something for your efforts.
So it was you? I thought you and Ram did all the work. Soup?
I was hoping it'd be tea with a healthy shot of brandy in it.
A bit early for that, innit? Well, unless you're Alan Turner. Anyway, you won't like it in Spain. Grub's not up to much, so they tell me.
Well, you never been?
Nah. Imagine how much it'd cost to take a mile out over there. Mind you, Jan'd love it.
Well, now she's working. 2 wages.
You can get your Sarah to give her a rise.
Oh, yeah, so they can spend it down the Woolpack like they're doing tonight.
Woolpack? They're not going there. They're going to some fancy wine bar in Houghton.
Sarah didn't say.
Yeah, her professor recommended it, apparently. So Jan says.
Oh, well, must be good then.
Ridiculous, isn't it? Never thought I'd have to knock on my own front door.
It's not your house anymore. Did you want something?
Yeah, just came for a chat, see how you are.
Came for a laugh, you mean? Now you've shown the world that you're still all man, while I've become the laughingstock of the village.
Morning!
If you're so desperate for female company, what's wrong with the little slut? Or don't you two have time to talk?
Oh, for God's sake.
Or Betty, even. She likes a good chinwag. I've got better things to do.
Oh, no, somebody help me. It's Anne Grenade's daughter.
It's Anne Harrod, but to you it's Mrs. McAllister.
No, they call her Anne Grenade, see, because she explodes before you can count to 10. Ripped me best dress, she did. Now you know where Luke but don't touch gets it from. You mad and all, eh?
Hey, leave her alone.
Why? You gonna whip me? Kill her?
Leave it, Luke, she's mental.
You want to keep that pretty face of yours on the front of your head? You'll keep your gob shut.
Oh, come on, Jess. It's no good talking to her.
So don't try.
What happened to your brother was an accident.
I know that's what your fancy solicitor said. Must be nice to buy your way off a murder charge.
It wasn't like that.
You hit him, you killed him. If you come near me again, my brothers, the ones that are left, that is, It'll make what that woman in America did to her husband look like cosmetic surgery.
How's it going?
Fine.
Glass of wine? What's some sherry? You're very partial to sherry.
Alan, I'm trying to do these accounts, but you keep coming in every 5 minutes. It's hard enough. Look, I've had more coffee than the Gold Blend couple.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but...
I'll tell you what. I'll have a large brandy when I've finished, OK? Now, if you give me all the invoices.
Yes? Yes, they're all together in the straw here. Why?
I must have missed something. I'll sort it.
Yes. Yes, I'm sure you will.
Oh, hi! You going for your dinner?
Yeah.
Don't expect him to have anything ready for you.
Sorry?
Christopher. He's had a very busy morning.
Oh, yeah?
I think it's nice. Not like me and Wally. He didn't have a good word for me afterwards. I had a good word for him, but not one you could use in polite company.
I'm sorry, Betty, but you've completely lost me.
You're Christopher. Well, I suppose he is yours now, yours and the little uns. And Kathy. I saw him calling on her this morning. I thought that was really nice, considering. 'Cause there's not many men would, and there's not many women in your position who'd stand for it.
Well, as you may have noticed, our generation do things differently. In fact, it was my idea he went to see her, actually.
Thanks, Alan.
It's not that bad, surely.
I think you ought to sit down. I don't know what to say. It doesn't add up.
It's all right. I do know. Eric explained it all to me a while back. She really did take me in, didn't she?
No, Alan, she didn't. Well, that's the way it's been made to look. In fact, the real discrepancies all occurred after Shirley's death.
Don't understand.
I think you do. Didn't even make a decent job of covering his tracks. He thought no one would see those books until after he'd taken over this pub.
What do you do mean, Eric? He's my best friend.
Well, you know what they say. With friends like that.
You're coping, then?
Yes, thanks. How's Kim?
Oh, fine. Enjoying running things. Problem is, she's far too busy to knit any matinee jackets.
I suppose it's all right to confess that I'm looking forward to calling her Granny.
You may think you're safe in a wheelchair, but I wouldn't count on it. So things are okay with you and Rachel?
Well, shouldn't they be?
Well, it must be difficult for you. I suppose there isn't a downstairs bathroom?
No, but like I say...
You're coping. And Rachel, she's okay?
Oh, hello.
Peggy needed a walk.
Dad was just asking how you were.
Yeah, I'm fine.
I suppose you working for a doctor, there's no need for me to ask if you're getting all the health care, whatever.
No, there isn't.
Good of you to ask, though.
Yeah, well, it was just a flying visit.
Thanks for coming.
You can return the compliment, you know. You know where we live.
Yeah, we might take you up on that, eh, Rachel?
Yeah. Kim and I could have a chat about skiing.
Well, I best be off. Come on, Peg.
How long's he been here?
Just a flying visit, like you said.
So, what you been doing with yourself this morning?
Not much.
No? Not what I heard.
There you are, Alan. Get that down, you.
No, I think there's been a bit too much of that, don't you?
What are you going to do?
Oh, my first instinct was to go into the bar and ask Jack if I could borrow his shotgun, but there's been too much of that too, hasn't there?
You fooled me as well, Alan.
But he took so much. don't just mean the money. I mean, I suppose I deserve that in a way, but not Shirley.
I'll go and look after the bar.
You did right to tell me, lass.
Frighten me, Dad.
They think just because they've got money, they're better than us.
Well, this is the right place to teach her a lesson.
Right, missus. This time it bloody stops.
What's going on?
That cow and her murdering son, that's what's going on. And it's about time you did something about it.
Should have seen the marks on our Tina's back. I was going to call the police, me. But lass wouldn't have it. Frightened she'd get picked on at school if she did.
I can assure you, Mr. Dingle, there'll be no victimisation of anyone here.
You can assure all you like, but those kids of hers were picking on Tina this morning. Poor lassie's petrified.
Oh, for goodness sake, Headmaster, anyone would think Mr. Dingle's family were little angels.
No, lady. Just one of them.
I shall, of course, be speaking to Mrs. McAllister's children myself, Mr. Dingle, to make sure they understand the seriousness of the position.
It's not the kids that bother me, mister, it's her. She hasn't denied attacking my daughter, and she shouldn't be allowed near anyone else's kids.
Of course I deny attacking your daughter. It was
Well,
she...
how does she explain this, then? She tore that from our Tina's back, and in front of everyone. I want something done about her, and I want it doing now. And if you won't do it, I'll find someone who will.
Come on, sweetheart.
It was that old bat, wasn't it, Betty?
It's got nothing to do with Betty. It's to do with you and me.
Oh, I didn't think it was. It was to do with me and Kathy.
You don't think that's anything to do with me?
I knew you wouldn't understand.
But you haven't given me a chance.
I was trying to avoid a row.
Well, next time you arrange an assignation, do it on the mall, somewhere where you won't get found out.
It wasn't an assignation.
No? Going to see your ex-wife? What was it then, Chris? Did you want to tell her you were in perfect working order, so if she wanted you back, she...
Look, you of all people know it's not like that.
I thought I did. Now, will you excuse me, please? I don't want to be late back to work.
Well, I think she's all right. She's only trying to prove herself.
Who to?
She doesn't need to prove herself to Frank.
Whoever's boss, hey, at least we've got jobs.
Ah, but it's whose jobs we've got, isn't it? When I was gamekeeper, you wouldn't catch me in here wasting good day leave. I knew how to pace myself. That's why I could afford to take long dinner break. I knew what I was doing.
How's Kathy feeling now, Mrs. Bates? Any better?
She's okay, David, but I don't see her being back at work for a while yet.
She left her Watterson and all. She could swing lead a bit when she was one of them, but not now.
Kathy happens to be good at her job.
That don't make no difference.
Afternoon, gentlemen.
Are you all right, Alan?
Better than I've been for a long time. There. How does that look?
That looks grand, Mr. Turner. I've missed her.
Yes, sir. So have I.
I shouldn't be having to justify myself like this. The Dingles are known troublemakers. This is just another part of it.
You should still have known better than to get involved in a brawl.
I was stopping a brawl, not getting involved in it.
And your son was defending himself against young Ben Dingle.
You know he was.
And this morning's little episode? Him threatening a young girl?
He stopped her from bullying Jessica.
Oh, yes. The other member of your family. You all seem irresistibly drawn to the Dingles.
It's them, not us.
Oh, how many times have we heard that? Wasn't me, miss, it was him. How often is it not? 6 of one, half a dozen of the other?
Do you really believe that? That we go around provoking trouble?
I don't know what I believe. Other than that there's a singular lack of judgment on all your parts for getting involved. Especially you. I don't know how tenable the governors will consider your position if this sort of thing continues.
You're not serious.
We have to consider the school's position, Mrs. McAllister. It's nothing personal, but the school must come first.
thank you. How was Chris?
Oh, fine. Insists he's coping. What's going to happen when the novelty wears off, but, well, that's his problem.
Was Rachel there?
Oh, yeah, popped in. Exchanged hostilities. I left.
Yes, she's not Kathy, is she?
Maybe that's the attraction. Nobody can accuse Rachel of being too nice.
What did you say that upset her?
Why would it be anything I said? I didn't know whether it was me or Chris she was mad at.
Yeah, well, pregnant women do have mood changes, I suppose.
Oh, yeah.
Try and keep on the right side of it, though, if you want the chance to indulge your first grandchild.
I wonder where she stands on inherited wealth.
Rachel might seem principled, Frank, over things like fox hunting or the ozone layer, but you can bet her principles go flying out the window if there's money at stake.
Yes! That's 2 pints yours. I thought you were chauffeuring your mum and Sarah Sugden.
I don't approve of drinking and driving, especially when it's my round.
I've taken some wine by nothing, and they're getting a taxi back.
Well, come on then, Seth. Get your hands in your pocket.
It's a right good night for poaching tonight. Now, if I were you, I'd...
Have a pint.
If you ask me, David, your best chance of keeping on top of the poaching is to stick close to Seth.
That last brace of pheasants you'll get.
I don't often drink wine. I used to. Since being with Jack, though, I've started drinking pints of beer.
Well, why, if you like wine?
I honestly don't know. You know, since I started working with Andrew, I've been thinking a lot. When Jack and I got together, I turned my back on my old way of life. Oh, great.
You're still happy with him, aren't you?
Oh, yeah. But being a farmer's wife, no. A farmer. I insisted on being called a farmer. I really went for it, though. Organics, lambing, shearing, all the time trying to prove that I was as good as Jack. Anyway, whatever I was doing it for, I'm not sure I was doing it for the right reason.
Well, sounds to me you were doing it because you love Jack.
He used to take the mickey out of the way I lived before. Going skiing, coming to wine bars.
Well, he did take you skiing.
Oh, the dry slope at Skipdale.
Well,
I mean, can you see Ned and Jack coming here on a lad's night out?
seeing as you ask.
Since working with Andrew, since working with my mind, I've just realised how much I was missing it all.
Well, you got the best of both worlds now. You got a smashing husband and you got something to stimulate your brain cells.
And my palate. Fancy another bottle? I hate eating on an empty stomach.
Can we talk?
You really want to?
Yeah, of course.
Then why didn't you before you went to Kathy's instead of after?
Okay, forget it. I wanted to talk. You went around.
No. But I want to talk about why you didn't tell me what you were planning.
Because I knew you wouldn't understand.
Chris, this is me, Rachel. Not Kathy. We're different. I mean, you said it yourself. You can talk to me and I'll listen. I'm just wondering why that stopped.
You seem to think it's all my fault. Well, I'd have told you at lunchtime if I'd had the chance, but no, you'd already tried me and found me guilty and sentenced me to 200 hours community sulking.
So you don't think I've got a right to be upset?
You know, you think you're so different to Kathy. But she said exactly the same thing. That I was trying to boast about my manhood by going round there.
What, she said that?
Just before she slammed the door in my face.
You didn't go inside?
It's not been my day, has it?
We've got the whole world against us, Chris.
Dad came round today. That was progress.
He came to see you, not me. Listen, if we don't stick together, we don't stand a chance. The choice is yours.
Does your professor come here much?
Oh, yeah. He's a bachelor. He doesn't like cooking for one all the time.
Seems to know a lot about him. So you're not just talking about sonnets and things like that, then?
No.
I hate talking to people like that. They make me feel nervous. You know, like I'm going to say something stupid or something.
Oh, I felt like that at first with Andrew, but I just kept nodding and smiling. Eventually, he asked if he'd said something stupid because I was grinning all the time.
Sounds like a great boss. Better than the one I work for.
You mean me? Or Alan Turner?
Mr. Turner. Do you know, I reckon he must have drunk most of last year's profits.
We can knock it. I've spent my first week's wages in this past 2 hours.
But in that case, I must spend some more of mine. Hey, do you fancy a brandy?
Not seeing Dolores tonight, then? She was thinking of bringing Linda. I don't think that'd be a good idea, Sumo.
Oh, and you're hot, eh? A week ago you had 3 of them chasing after you, now you're in the pub with the lads on.
Hey, you want to think about picking up a few tips from Seth there?
What are you drinking, Nick? Don't look that desperate.
No, I'm serious, you know. Listen, if you want to know about women, he was married for 100 years and now he's living with Betty Eggleton. He's doing a damn sight better than me and you. Isn't that right, Seth?
It is, lad. Aye. It's an art form. Same as handling any wild animal, cunning and guile. Remember when I taught you an archer how to trout?
I do, yeah. I lost my watch in the river.
Aye. You see, you have to know the ways. You have to be patient. If you want to see a badger, you go out at night when they're about. If you want to tickle trout, you go down up river and you find a right nice shady spot and make sure your watch is secure.
What's all this got to do with women, Seth?
Haven't a clue, love, but just look at this lot, hanging on every word.
Joke?
Seth was just showing us how to make a slime ball curious. And it worked.
You might regret having said that when his pub changes hands, Sonny. Oh, Caroline. Bookkeeper, barmaid. Is there any end to your talents, eh?
Eric, I thought I heard your dulcet tones. Would you spare me a moment?
Yes, old boy. What can I do for you?
I think you've done enough, don't you?
I'm sorry?
I know what's happened, Eric. Caroline's worked it out for me.
Sorry. You've lost me for the
Don't
moment.
push me! I'll tear your head off your shoulders.
It's hardly a way of speaking to somebody you owe thousands of pounds to.
According to whose figures?
Look, if this is some pathetic, drunken way of...
Don't worry, you'll get what's coming to you.
If Caroline's made a mess of those accounts...
You know she hasn't. You've lied to me, Eric. You've cheated me. But the one thing I'll never forgive you for, you've robbed me of the chance of mourning my wife properly. I want you to go away from here and never come back. Now!
You'll regret this.
Go the back way! You set foot in my bar for the last time. Oh, and Eric. Oh! That's from Shirley.